Alright, got a new acquisition here. We're going to show. We'll do a little bench review on it, and then hopefully next weekend, we'll be going out to the camp, be able to do a shooting video of it. This is a Squires Bingham Arms Core Kassnar Model 16. Yes, all those names are stamped on it. They're Philippine. It's going to still being made. It's been made pretty much continuously, I believe, since the 70s. I remember these being available in the very oldest EMF company catalogs from the 70s. And it seems like I even remember one that was available in 32 automatic. I never saw one. I've never heard of one of those. These are actually pretty common, although they're not really easy to get a lot of information on. As you can tell, it's called a Model 16. As you can tell, it's an homage to a original M16A1. It's got the carry handle with the peep sight in it, pistol grip, tall front sight, sort of a birdcage flash hider. Uses the same receiver and trigger and bolt assembly and everything in barrel as Squire Bingham Model 20, which is a sporting rifle. The magazines for this are unique from that Model 20. They look like this. Basically, the Model 20 magazine put into this block to make it look, more like an M16. Other than those cosmetic bits, there's really no relation to any sort of a AR series gun. This is a safety here. It's totally different. It's just a typical 22 rimfire blowback gun. Put the camera down and show you what it looks like with the magazine installed. Second here. The magazine release on these is actually attached to the. They're not really easy magazines to insert. It's actually attached to the body of that. This is zinc cast body. As far as the materials on the gun, it kind of runs the range. Very high quality steel receiver and barrel. Flash hider is even a nice piece of steel. The wood stock, some sort of lesser quality Filipino mahogany, I would guess. I have seen these with wood that were really nice pieces of wood, tiger striped and had a lot of figure. This one doesn't. It needs a lot of. It's really crudely finished. This is original, but this came in the natural wood. It was available that way. I remember them being originally offered that way. Now they're only offered in a black painted stock that looks like that, same shape and everything. It's just painted a really slick black coating on it. They don't offer this anymore in that. Although some of them I have seen, I think people have stripped them. Which this one could have been black originally and could have been stripped. Although I don't see any residue black paint on it or anything. I don't think it ever was. I think it's originally came that way. This one's in pretty good shape. One of the flaws that these guns have, so this isn't really a carry handle. It looks like a carry handle, but if it's used as a carry handle, it ruins it basically. It's just aluminum casting that's fitted into the scope dovetail. So if you use it as a handle, it puts too much stress on it. It's just got a little screw here that supposedly tightens it, but it doesn't really do anything because this metal doesn't flex. And another screw here that secures it to a hole, threaded hole that's here. They wobble loose, and then that's your sight base. So once you've got it loose and started wobbling, you've affected the way the gun's going to work and the accuracy of it. What I did to this one is I took this off, filled the groove up with blue Permatech, put it all back together, put a little Permatech in it, and tilted the gun one way or the other so it would run back up in there and fill that groove. And it seems it's not even really 100% dry yet. The Permatech, I only did it a few hours ago, but it really seems like it tightened it up. I mean, it seems dead tight. Now, if I grabbed it and started carrying it around with that, it probably wouldn't stay tight like that. It seems to all function good. The gun seems to be in good condition. Most of the bluing is there. There's nothing really busted on it or anything. The plastic pistol grip still in good shape. This is all, I think, a zinc casting or an aluminum casting. I think the block is an aluminum casting, and that's aluminum. I think that may be aluminum or zinc casting. It gives a pretty good sight picture, just kind of like the original M16 did. Kind of looks the same. Not a lot of adjustability on the sight. One of the sights held on with 2 screws. It's like an L-shaped stamping, and one of the screws has a oblong shaped slot, so you can move it. But the adjustment doesn't look like it's over 1/8 of an inch in either direction, from what I've seen of the sights when it was out of the gun. And so it doesn't adjust much. And there's some kind of adjustment that can be made on the front side, I think, for elevation. So I'm hoping it shoots pretty straight on, because there's not a lot you can do one way or the other. You may get a little of adjustment out of that rear sight, and I haven't tried to do the front side. There's a set screw on the other side. I think you loosen that and pull that pin up a little bit and retighten it. I don't know how much it'll swing. I think that's what this little section right here is. That pin goes down in there and gives it a little bit of room, so it may be longer than I think. You can also do these just like you do a flat top AR series. You can take that off by pulling the flash hider. You can take this side off, so put the flash hider back on and mount optics on it. It's all ready. It's got a little grooved receiver, so whatever will fit a grooved receiver will fit that. I've even seen people use scopes that were on tall enough bases that you could look over that. I've seen them with red dot sights. These are also available in a telescoping sight, or a stock that slid. It had 2 rails on each side with a rod that ran in, and that's the R model. These now are not designated the Model 16, they're designated the Model 1600. And I looked in Arms Corps online catalog today, and they are still available. I don't know how much they are new. I rarely see these. The gun store I got this at, they had no idea what it was or who had made it. You know, I had it on consignment. He didn't have very much used stuff at all. He had this on consignment and wasn't asking very much for it. So I picked it up. It had 2 magazines that came with it. That one, I've got another one. I think those are 10 rounders. There are some other 15s and supposedly 25 rounders that were available. From what I've been able to find out, those are made of a fairly high grade level of unobtainium. There are a few places that supposedly had them, that may have them. The 10 rounders, they're expensive. Numeric Arms no longer carries them. Bob's Gun Parts, he lists them, the 10 rounders. I don't know if he really has them in or not. A few people had posted online that they didn't think he had them anymore. Cheaper Than Dirt at one time had them. I don't know if they do anymore. They had the 10 rounders. Apparently the 25 rounders are so rare that they're almost mythological, and the 15 rounders are pretty close to that. But I did get 2 of the 10 rounders. I think these are the 10 rounders. I haven't really filled them. I think they're 10 rounders. They look like it. So at least I've got, a spare. But at any rate, that's it. Hopefully, like I said, by this next weekend, we'll be doing a shooting video of this. We'll see if it's any kind of decent accuracy or not. And if I can't get any kind of accuracy out of this, I'll take some tools with me and I'll go ahead and strip that stuff off. We'll put a scope on it and we'll see what it'll really do. So that's it. Thanks for watching. This is Saul saying have a nice day.